Every NFL fan knows that no lead is ever truly safe. Just when a game seems over, magic happens. Teams rise from the ashes, clawing their way back into the game when all hope seems lost. These moments defy logic, leave fans breathless, and rewrite history. Welcome back to Red Zone Mania, and today we're diving into the top 10 most shocking comebacks in NFL history. Games where teams pulled off the impossible, turning sure defeat into legendary victories. Buckle up because these moments will have you on the edge of your seat. Number 10, the Colts versus the Chiefs, Wildcard Round 2014. It's January 4th, 2014. The Kansas City Chiefs are up 38-10 against the Indianapolis Colts early in the third quarter. You can hear the groans in Lucas Oil Stadium. Chiefs fans are already celebrating. But Andrew Luck, the Colts' young quarterback, wasn't about to let the season end without a fight. Luck's arm became a fire cannon, touchdown after touchdown, like a barrage of punches in a heavyweight fight. At one point, after a failed handoff, Luck scoops up the ball and bulldozes into the end zone himself. The Chiefs were stunned while the Colts came back to life. It's hard to describe the chaos when Luck connected with T.Y. Hilton on a 64-yard bomb for the game-winning touchdown. The scoreboard read 45-44 in favor of the Colts, and the Chiefs were left wondering how it all slipped away. It's one of the largest comebacks in playoff history, a brutal reminder that no lead is safe. Number 9, Bills vs. Oilers, 1993 wildcard playoff. Speaking of playoff comebacks, this next one is legendary. Like, you mention it and people just nod in reverence, kind of legendary. The 1993 Buffalo Bills versus the Houston Oilers is widely recognized as the greatest comeback in NFL history. Frank Reich, the backup quarterback, steps in for an injured Jim Kelly, down 32 points. 32 points. The Oilers had Warren Moon, one of the most prolific passers in the game, and when the Oilers led 35-3 in the third quarter, Bills fans were already thinking about offseason plans. But Reich had other ideas. He led Buffalo to 5 consecutive touchdowns, cutting through the Houston defense like butter. The Bills tied the game at 38, forcing overtime. With the game on the line, Steve Christie calmly drilled a 32-yard field goal, locking in the victory. The final score, 41-38 Bills. Frank Reich, the man who was supposed to just keep the seat warm for Kelly, orchestrated the biggest comeback in NFL history. Number 8, 49ers vs. Saints, Week 14, 1980 regular season. Let's take it back to 1980, long before Joe Montana cemented his status as Joe Cool. This was one of those games that made him a legend. The Niners were down 35-7 against the Saints, halfway through the third quarter. Imagine being a Niners fan in the stadium that day. You were probably thinking about beating traffic and making an early exit, but Montana wasn't done. Montana threw 2 quick touchdowns in the third quarter to narrow the gap, but it was in the fourth quarter that things got really wild. He led another scoring drive, and then, with the game on the line, connected on a 71-yard touchdown pass. The Saints, who had been cruising for 3 quarters, now looked panicked. The game went into overtime and Ray Wersching's field goal sealed the deal, completing a comeback from 28 points down. Number 7, Patriots vs. Falcons, Super Bowl 51, 2017. Now, this one you probably saw with your own eyes. The Atlanta Falcons were rolling, up 28-3 late in the third quarter of Super Bowl 51 against the New England Patriots. Falcons fans were tasting that first Super Bowl victory. But just like in every great horror movie, the monster wasn't dead yet. That monster? Tom Brady. Suddenly, it was like watching a surgeon at work. Precision passes, methodical drives, and just like that, the Patriots started chipping away. A touchdown to James White, a 2-point conversion. A 25-yard strike to Danny Amendola. The Patriots tied it up with seconds left on the clock. By the time the game went to overtime, Atlanta was running on fumes, while New England was running on destiny. Brady hit White again in OT for the game winner, completing the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history, overcoming a 25-point deficit. It's the kind of comeback that still makes Falcons fans wince and Brady fans smile in smug satisfaction. Number 6, Browns vs. Titans. Week 5, regular season, 2014. Week 5 of the 2014 NFL season. The Cleveland Browns had been the punchline of the league for a while now. So, when they were down 28-3 against the Tennessee Titans, everyone thought, here we go again. But oh, did the Browns have something special up their sleeve. Led by Brian Hoyer, the Browns began chipping away at the Titans' lead. It wasn't flashy, but it was relentless. A touchdown here, a defensive stand there, and suddenly, Cleveland was within striking distance. Travis Benjamin caught a 6-yard pass for the go-ahead touchdown with just over a minute left, and the Browns came away with a 29-28 victory. The Browns erased a 25-point deficit, marking the largest road comeback in NFL history. It's the kind of win Cleveland fans had been waiting for, a moment of hope in an otherwise tough era. Number 5, Jets vs. Dolphins, Week 8, 2000 regular season, Monday Night Miracle. The Monday Night Miracle. October 23rd, 2000. Jets vs. Dolphins is one of the craziest games ever played on primetime television. The Jets were down 30-7 going into the fourth quarter. Most fans probably turned off their TVs thinking this one was over. If they did, they missed history. Vinny Testaverde threw 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter alone. Yes, 4. It felt like every time the Dolphins defense blinked, the Jets were in the end zone. A 24-yard touchdown to Wayne Crabett with 42 seconds left sent the game into overtime, and then John Hall kicked a game-winning field goal. Final score? 40-37, Jets. The comeback wasn't just miraculous, it was downright shocking, even by NFL standards. Number 4, Lions vs. Cowboys, Week 4, 2011 regular season. Matthew Stafford had a flair for the dramatic, and this 2011 game against the Cowboys showcased that perfectly. The Detroit Lions were down 27-3, and it just felt like it was another one of those Cowboy beatdowns. But then, Stafford turned into an assassin. With a relentless air attack, Stafford led Detroit on a mission. 2 quick touchdown passes, a defensive pick six, and suddenly, the Lions were within striking distance. The Cowboys, who had been in full control, now looked disoriented. In the final minutes, Stafford threw a 2-yard touchdown to Calvin Megatron Johnson to give Detroit the lead in the 34-30 victory. Down 24 points in the second half, the Lions roared back to shock Dallas in their own house. Number 3, 49ers vs. Giants, 2003 NFC wildcard game. It's wildcard weekend in 2003, and the Giants are up 38-14 against the 49ers. The crowd at Candlestick Park is deflated. No one's even trying to hide their disappointment at this point. Enter Jeff Garcia, 49ers quarterback, and he wasn't ready to pack it in. Garcia threw for 3 touchdowns in the second half, and suddenly San Fran was right back in it. The 49ers took the lead with less than a minute remaining. The Giants still had a shot to win, but in true chaotic fashion, a botched snap on the game-winning field goal attempt sealed the victory for San Francisco. The Niners erase a 24-point deficit to win 39-38 and break Giants fans' hearts everywhere. Number 2, Seahawks vs. Packers, 2014 NFC Championship game. If you ever want to understand the highs and lows of football fandom, look no further than the 2014 NFC Championship game. The Seahawks were down 16-0 at halftime to the Packers. Russell Wilson threw 4 interceptions, and the Seahawks looked like they were done. Even Seattle fans had started to lose hope. But with just over 2 minutes left in the game, the Seahawks mounted a furious rally. Wilson found Jermaine Kearse for a 35-yard touchdown in overtime, sending Seattle to the Super Bowl in the most dramatic fashion. From being down 19-7 with 5 minutes left to winning 28-22 in OT, the comeback felt more like a Hollywood script than an NFL game. Number 1, Patriots vs. Seahawks, Super Bowl 49, 2015. Finally, one of the most shocking turnarounds in Super Bowl history, Super Bowl 49. The Seahawks were at the Patriots' 1-yard line with just seconds left, down 28-24. it seemed all but guaranteed that Marshawn Lynch would bulldoze his way into the end zone and give Seattle back-to-back championships. But then it happened. Malcolm Butler, the undrafted rookie, the interception that shocked the world. The Patriots, who had been down 24-14 in the third quarter, clawed their way back to take the lead. And in that single moment, Butler sealed the game with the most unlikely of plays. A goal line interception. It was the kind of moment that football fans will forever talk about. The ultimate gut punch for Seahawks fans and a moment of immortality for Butler. Comebacks are a reminder that in football, it's never over until the clock hits zero. They defy logic, crush assumptions, and create unforgettable moments that etch themselves into NFL lore. From backups like Frank Reich becoming heroes to legends like Tom Brady and Joe Montana cementing their greatness, these moments show us that no matter how bleak things look, the game can turn on a dime. What makes these comebacks so thrilling isn't just the points on the board, it's the resilience, the belief, and the grit that leave us all on the edge of our seats. Football is a sport of strategy, athleticism, and sometimes a bit of magic. And when the magic happens, it's a spectacle for the ages. These 10 unforgettable comebacks prove one thing: you can never count a team out. Whether it's a forgotten backup quarterback leading the charge or a future Hall of Famer orchestrating the impossible, NFL comebacks are the stuff of legends. If you enjoyed these incredible NFL comebacks, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community. We're diving deep into more thrilling moments and stories from the world of sports. And remember, every week brings new surprises. Don't miss out on the action. We'll see you in the next video.